I'm going to show you how to create these peanut butter filled chocolate eggs for your Easter gathering. Okay, so the things we'll need to create our peanut butter eggs is one glass bowl, some chocolate candy melts, some white chocolate candy melts, and I like using the Ghirardelli for this, they have a better taste, an egg mold. I'm using the Silicone Wilton mold. I'll put a link for it in the description down below. Some fun colored candy melts, some aluminum foil, some plastic bags, a brush, half a cup of peanut butter, a quarter cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, and some little cups. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do to make our peanut butter filling is put our half a cup of peanut butter into our bowl. Then we're going to add our quarter cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of butter. Doesn't matter if it's salted or unsalted. Then we're going to take our electric mixer Okay, so once our peanut butter mixture is completely done, we're going to take a cup or glass, whatever you have around, and a pastry bag. And we're going to put this over the glass so that we can put the peanut butter filling in here to be able to pipe it into our chocolate mold. Okay, so once all of our filling is in the piping bag, we're just going to lift this up, give it a good shake, and we'll be able to smooth this down to the bottom where we will want the filling to be when we pipe it into our chocolates. Okay, so the next step is to take our white chocolate and regular chocolate candy melts and put them into a plastic piping bag, and I like to close them with a bread clip. And we're going to put them in the microwave at 30-second intervals at half power level. If you'd like to see a little bit more about how to melt the chocolates, you can see my chocolate rose video, and I'll put a link to that in the description down below. And then while we're doing that, we're also going to take small amounts of our pastel colored candy melts, and we're going to melt those as well for some decorative purposes with our chocolates. Okay, so as you can see, I've taken a little bit of my melted pastel chocolates and put them into individual cups. And I'm taking my paintbrush, and we're just going to take just a little tiny bit and dab it off on the sides, and we're just going to splotch some color of the chocolates into the cups. Now that we have our spotted design down here in the bottom half where we're going to do the white chocolate, we're going to take our melted chocolate and we're just going to cut the tip of the bag, and we're going to squeeze the chocolate into our molds. Since we're making a mold that is filled, what you're going to do is fill up your mold, and then we're going to flip the mold over and dump it out, and what dumps out will end up leaving us a crevice for our peanut butter filling to go into. Once we've filled our mold, we're going to tap it to level it out, make sure there's no air bubbles. And then we're going to take it and flip the mold upside down and allow it to drip out. So now we have coated shells of the eggs that we can fill up. So we're going to put this in the fridge to harden. So before I put this in the fridge, I'm actually going to take a knife and just scrape some of the excess chocolate off. And just as a reminder, all of this that we dumped out of our cups, we are going to let cool, and we can put it right back into the bag, and it's reusable for the next time we want to make chocolates. Okay, so now that we have filled our shells on this side with the white chocolate so that there will be an opening for the peanut butter, we're going to do the same thing with the chocolate on this side. Okay, so again, we're going to tap this down to make sure there's no air bubbles. And then we're going to flip our mold over onto our foil so we can reserve that chocolate for a future use, but leave the opening for the peanut butter. And we now have openings, and we're going to scrape the excess off and put them back in the fridge. Okay, so now that these have sat in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes to harden that outer shell, we're going to take our peanut butter filling that we put into our piping bag, and we're going to pipe it into the eggs. Okay, so now that our peanut butter is all piped in, we're going to just give this a couple taps to get rid of any air bubbles in the peanut butter. And as you can see, we have a nice peanut butter filling in each pod. Okay, so now that we have our peanut butter in there, we're going to just take our chocolate and fill them up the rest of the way. And then in between, you're going to want to tap the chocolate. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so now that we've had these in the fridge for about 10 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and flip it over. And I love the silicone molds because it's really easy to unmold our chocolates. So we're just going to kind of bend it around a little bit. And then we're going to unmold our chocolates. And now that we have popped them out of the shell, you can see that they have the great detail that we put on the inside of the white chocolate eggs. And now I'm going to show you one way that you can add a little bit more decorative color to some of our plain eggs by taking our multicolored candy melts in a bag. These are melted and ready to go. We're going to snip the tip off, and we're going to do a drizzle effect on top of these eggs. And there you have it, our chocolate peanut butter filled Easter eggs decorated in a multitude of different ways, whether you leave them plain or stamp the inside of our mold before we add our chocolate, or whether you drizzle after the fact. These make a really yummy Easter treat that you can have with your family. If you like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.